The newest team in the BCFC, the Langley Rams, held a press conference on Sunday to introduce their new home, their new logo, and the new head coach, Tyson St. He's a former CFLer with the Saskatchewan Roughriders and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, also an alumni of the BCFC, playing with the Abbotsford Air Force. Before Tyson begins his business as Rams head coach, he tells us just who is Tyson St.
Well, I played several years of community ball and junior football and university football in BC, and from there was drafted to the Saskatchewan Roughriders and played in the CFL for 5 years, 3 with the Roughriders and 2 with Winnipeg. And since then I've been raising a family and got back into the workforce and whatnot. Done different coaching stints throughout that time, and saw an ad in the paper. My wife did an article, watched an article, and said that there was an application to be a coach, and so I applied.
Have you been keeping tabs on the BCFC when you're in the BC area? Have you been watching and listening to some of the BCFC games?
Oh yeah, I've been kind of keeping tabs on what's been going on, throughout my career, and just kind of watching these friends of mine that I'd played in junior, started coaching with Abbotsford when it was still going, and another good friend of mine, Howie's there, and coached in Chilliwack, and he tried to get me to drive out to Chilliwack, but I just couldn't do it.
Well, I want to ask you about coaching philosophies. Have you been a coach, first of all, and then what are some of your philosophies?
Well, as far as coaching, I've been, I've helped out a lot of different friends over the years coaching, and this will be my first stint as a head coach. But it's funny because this past year we played an alumni game at UBC, and it really got my fires burning again for for being involved with football. And I mean, if you'd asked me, 5 years ago when I stopped playing in the CFL, if I wanted to be a head coach, I would have said no. But at this time, I'm ready to go. And my philosophy is, it's pretty simple. It's really just about getting especially with the young men that are playing in this league, it's about giving them the best opportunity they can have to move up a level, just like myself and Will Loftus and some of the guys that are going to be helping us out were able to do.
Is there one coach in your background that you may model your coaching style after, a guy maybe you played for in Saskatchewan or Winnipeg?
Well, there's several. I've played, in my life, I played 20 years of football, so I played with all kinds of different coaches, and along the way, I've been fairly blessed to play for some great guys and learn from some great coaches as far as their style. Casey Smith, he's passed away now, but man, that guy was class act all the way. Dave Johnson basically turned that Abbotsford franchise around when we were there, and was able to see what he did with that, and watch and kind of see what the big differences were between what was there before and what he brought to the table. And I would say that both those men, along with Dave Ritchie in Winnipeg, gave me a lot of insight into what I want to do as a coach.
Talking to Langley Rams new head coach Tyson St. and Tyson's got to be extra exciting coming to a year where the team now moves to Langley. There's a new head coach, which you are. There's a new logo. So is it extra exciting being part of this Rams organization?
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't have come at a better time. I mean, it really just is kind of a culmination of events. I've come from Langley. That's where I grew up. I played rugby at Brookswood High School, and played football there in the town as well as around, and I mean, it couldn't be better as far as becoming a head coach and the team being in Langley and having a great facility and a great football community.
You think it would be extra stressful as well?
Depends on how you want to look at it. I mean, there is. I would say we probably, we've got a little bit of pressure on us to succeed, but at the same time, we're kind of a new entity.
When do you sit down with some of the guys that are going to be returning to the Rams, or have you done that already?
We are getting together on Sunday. I'm going to be introduced as the head coach at the provincial championship game for the community football.
Okay.
And a bunch of the returning players are coming out to join us, and some of my new coaching staff. So we're going to get acquainted then.
In your mind, is this a rebuilding year for this football team with the move to Langley, or is it business as usual? And will you return a lot of players?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's business as usual. I would also hesitate to call it a rebuilding year. I mean, there's a lot of good young kids on this team, and this is going to be another year under their belt. So I think building on that more so than rebuilding is going to give us, a good team this year.
After you're introduced at the press conference and you meet the players, what's business item number one for you?
Well, the first item of business right now, actually, before I even met the guys, is getting together, the best coaching staff that I can put together. And I believe strongly that the gentlemen that come and play for us are going to be respect the coaching staff that we have and learn from them, and that's a key.
St. James and the Rams have high hopes for 2011 as they look to improve on their third-place finish from this past season and return to the Cullen Cup final as they did in 2009. Until next time, I'm Ryan Waters.